Overnight line movers, SBRodds.com, the best place on the internet to check out every single line move. Let's take a look at one of the games tonight. The Brewers looking to bounce back tonight. If you looked at the game last night, Teddy, they left the entire team on base, plus me and you. Phillies squeak out a win 7-4 last night. Now the Brewers and the Phillies go up it again tonight. And how about this, Teddy? Brewers flipping to a favorite after the Phillies opened up as a favorite earlier today. 8.5 total, Woodruff versus Eichhoff.
And I was surprised with it because Eichhoff has pitched really well. Coming off a gem. He's coming off a gem his last 3 starts, giving up 1 run his last 20 innings. Gabe Kapler, he pitches with a fearlessness. Any pitch, any count, secondary pitches behind in the count. He'll throw a slider outside of the zone when he's confident he'll get a swing, and he'll fill it up too. So I was really surprised to see the money coming against him. However, there's some love for Woodruff. Remember, Woodruff, first 5 starts, he had a 5.81 ERA. Since that time, he's been dynamite, coming off a dominant efforts, 4 hits, 1 run over 6 innings, striking out a career 9 against the Nats last time, 0 walks. He struck out at least 6 batters in each of his last 7 starts. The markets love that. And it's a Brewers team that's now lost 3 in a row, a Phillies team that's won 3 in a row. These aren't teams that the markets are expecting extended losing or winning streaks from right now. I'm not shocked to see the Brewers' money, although Eichhoff appeared to be a guy that the bettors the markets really liked early on.
Yeah, rain-delayed game last night, Teddy. Sloppy night altogether. Had some rains, had some windy conditions, scored some runs. Tonight, a little bit of similar conditions there. Weather last night in that high 40s today, maybe around 52, 53 degrees. But the wind, however, Teddy, is blowing in about 10 miles an hour. We'll see how that affects the game. Runs, and more runs. Those Houston Astros are getting right back at it. Taking a look at a little bit of the weather report, Teddy, in Detroit. 68 degrees, wind blowing out 7 miles an hour. Miley versus Carpenter. Tigers. Heavy dog, plus 185. Over-under jumps a full point, Teddy, or a full run, I should say, 9.5 to 10.5.
Yeah, I mean, the markets don't like Miley. They never like Miley. We talk about money coming against Miley pretty consistently. Carpenter's MLB debut was downright ugly. The Astros have scored 34 runs their last 3 games. They've scored 8 or more 6 times their last 10. No, I'm not surprised with the wind blowing out on a warm day in Detroit that we've seen nothing but over money between the Tigers and the Astros.
Battle of Florida tonight, Teddy. Caleb Smith on the mound for the Marlins, one of the seemingly only backable guys that you can back with those Miami Marlins. And we see the lines open up here at SBRodds.com, 144, 150. Now shifting back, Teddy. Pinnacle offshore showing a minus 126. Chris, a minus 131. Intertops, a minus 130, despite a large portion of the bets coming in on those Tampa Bay Rays. As we said, opened up at around 150, sitting in that 120 range. Morton versus Smith down in that gigantic empty ballpark in Miami.
Yeah, very empty ballpark. And, of course, we talk about the typical profile of a pitcher that's going to attract a lot of attention. It's young guys out of a big school. They're coming out of high school, 20, 21, 22 years old. Those are the pitchers that get the most love in the markets. Caleb Smith wasn't like that. He's 27 years old. It's only his second full season in the big leagues. But the markets are really paying attention to this guy right now. 14th round pick out of Sam Houston State. All right. Slowly worked his way through the minors. All right, none of this indicates ace potential. Last 5 starts, he's got a .42 ERA, 41 strikeouts, and 9 walks in 31 innings. Okay, struck out a career-high 11 in his last start, 2 runs and 6 2/3 against the Cubs. Dynamite, And Don Mattingly afterwards, it was good to see Caleb pitch like that. He'd been having trouble in cold weather. Well, no cold weather here. Worth noting that this is the first time all season that Smith will be going on 6 days of rest. He was scheduled to start on Sunday, but the game against the Mets was rained out. And then, obviously, they didn't play yesterday. Worth noting, if you want Smith, maybe you look at the under as well. The Marlins scoring just 2.3 runs per game in May, dead last in MLB.